Aloha, good afternoon. How's it going? Today is Thursday, January 16th, 2025, currently about 78 degrees Fahrenheit. That is 25 degrees Celsius. So this is my third video that I'm recording today because I am still waiting to hear back from my friend U.S.A, an old friend of mine who I had arranged to meet up with today and now is not getting back to me. So to kill some time, then I'm going to tell another story about my past Hawaiian adventures, one that I have also mentioned a lot in various videos since I've been here and other times, but tell the whole story, it's a pretty good one, of when I came back to Kauai for the third time in 1998. First time here to Kauai and to Hawaii was 89 with my mom and brother on a week-long vacation after I graduated from high school in Berkeley, California. I had heard about the Kauai Valley on the Nepali coast on that trip, and in 1997 I came back on a 2-month backpacking camping trip here and camped on the island, stayed in a hostel, just showed a hostel there. That is one of your budget options, but it is not cheap. 85 bucks apparently for a dorm bed there now. Back 20 something years ago, it was a lot cheaper, maybe $20-25 a night. So I spent 2 months here in 1997. I did the hike out to the Kauai Valley on the Nepali coast where there's no road, hiking trail, 11 miles. Spent 2 months on Kauai and the Big Island at that time. Flew back to California, went on various adventures, and then towards the end of that year of 1997, long story, I'm living in a tent in Arcata, California, in the Redwoods at the Humboldt State University campus. Flat broke, maybe 50 bucks to my name or whatever. And then I find this job in the classified ads, a work exchange, and you have a place to live in this care home in Eureka, California, next to Arcata. And so I go apply for this job, I get it, and I get to move out of my tent into a care home that's sort of a house with multiple bedrooms. It's like a very maybe 4 or 5 patients or something like that, I forget, but it's not like a big care home facility. And there's a room there for me. So I move in there, I get free room and board, don't make any money. I'm there for, I forget, a month or two, and it's not exactly fun living in a old folks home in Eureka in the rain in winter. And so I'm thinking about my options and decide to come back to Hawaii. So somehow I get the money together to buy a plane ticket round trip for, that would be, I guess, in January or February, and then returning 3 months later. So I catch the flight, land on Kauai, and at that point I have $30 to my name. And I mean, I don't know if I even had a bank account at that time. Very likely I didn't. Just 30 bucks cash, that's it. Here I am walking around with my backpack in my tent. I'm thinking about the Kauai Valley. So that might have been the first thing that I did, was to go on another trip out to the Kauai Valley. Things were cheaper then, including groceries. With 30 bucks I could buy, a week's worth of food or whatever. I forget all the details exactly, but pretty sure that I did that hike first, spent some time out there, a few days, whatever. And after coming back from there and having $0, I don't remember quite how I dealt with things right at that moment, but basically in the course of being here I find a few random odd jobs, make a few bucks here and there. I am camping on this beach. Maybe I was staying at the Hawaiian campground, but you know, the campgrounds here are super cheap, $3 a night. And so I'm able to, you know, scrape things together for the next week or two. And then I meet up with somebody who is working at this farm on the North Shore near Kilauea. And it is a work exchange, room and board situation. You live in your tent on the farm, work 25 to 30 hours a week, and you can make a little extra cash as well. And so I, you know, ask him about it, you know, if I want to get on this, then who do I talk to? And he says, well, go down to the farm and talk to this guy. And so I go down there and he says, well, we don't have any openings right now. Dang, because that would have been a nice, you know, relatively secure situation, more secure than where I'm at that point. And so I ask him, well, can I just volunteer and not live here? Just volunteer my time. And he was a little surprised by that, but he says, well, okay, sure. You want to just work here for free, literally for nothing, then fine with me. And so I find a spot to camp nearby there, set up my tent, and show up for work every day along with all the other work exchange people who are living on the farm. And I do this for 2 weeks. And then an opening comes up. And so I say, hello, how about me? I've been working for nothing here. And he says, okay, great, you get it. So I got the job and moved my tent onto the farm there and start working there, continue working there since I'd just done this for 2 weeks. So same deal, just now I'm living on the farm. And you also get meals to some extent. I forget exactly how it worked with the meals there, but basically we made meals every night together. It might have been you pay for one meal that you cook collectively for everybody else, and then you get all the other meals that everyone else, each individual cooks the other nights. That's free. I know that we got some free, you know, produce from the farm. But anyways, you know, it's like almost nothing to live there. And then also you can make a little extra money working extra hours, making, you know, $6 an hour or something. So I settle into my life there on the farm, and the months roll by. It's a really great group of people. We do all kinds of fun things together, go to the beach and go on, you know, day trips. Somebody had a vehicle, I didn't, but a person or two or three must have had a car, and so we would go driving to different places on certain days, on the days off. And so the months roll by. Now, one of the guys there was named Tadashi, I think Japanese heritage, and he talked a lot about his trip to India. And this really inspired me to go to India. I don't think that it would have popped into my head otherwise. I would have had no idea how to go somewhere like India. Europe's one thing, but he talked about how, you know, interesting it was, how cheap it was, and assured me, you know, that this was something I could do. It wasn't a crazy idea. So this was in 1998 when I worked on that farm. I worked there for 5 months, so I guess I was on my own for a month before that, and then worked there for 5 months, because I remember coming back in August. So despite the fact that we made a little money, it was really a little bit, but I at least made enough extra to buy a flight back to California 6 months later. And so I flew back, and so it was August, middle of summer, and then I go on various adventures. I hiked out to the Marble Mountains of Northern California, which I've shown in several videos now. And then it rolls into 99, big long story about what I'm doing through that time. But the India idea is stuck in my mind. And so I started to think about, okay, I need to save more than a few $100 to get to India and back and pay for a big trip there. And so I, look into it, find out about the 6-month visa. I'm checking flights, and then I have various job opportunities that come up that enable me to save up for that trip. It was not much after paying for the flight round trip for 5 months in India. Then I believe that I had $1,300 of spending money for 5 months in India. I mean, now if you do it on an extreme budget, you're still likely to spend $1,300 in 1 month. I had $1,300 for 5 months in India. And so this was in October of 1999 when I flew there to Delhi, and then the flight out was for March of 2000. And so thanks to Tadashi, then I got to India that first time. And the $1,300 was just enough. I came back with maybe $50, if that, at the end of that 5-month trip, but had an amazing time out there. And of course, I've gone back to India many times since then. There you go. Another of my fun adventures here on the beautiful island of Kauai. Hawaii, other than the traffic. Look at that line. And still no word from Yeshua. Man, what happened to him? We exchanged messages. That's like 3 hours ago now, and it was like, see you in Kapa'a. He was driving here to his place. So I don't know if he lost his phone or it ran out of battery or who knows what, but I might just have to come up with another plan for the rest of the day. So anyways, that is all for this video. Tomorrow is my last day on the island of Kauai. Next day, flying somewhere new that I'm very much looking forward to, heading south, down the Pacific. Aloha.